Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. I am Rob Breaux alongside David Collier. Lucas White in the building as well. We are in the First United Bank studio. You can call in today on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973, or hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. The Yates Flooring Center chat line there on the apps, on the website, doubletsportsnetwork.com. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/doubletsportsnetwork. David, how you doing today?
Good. We actually have a lot of different things to talk about midweek.
We have some legitimate, some legitimate playoff talk, not just dreams and aspirations.
Yeah, we don't have to do our if that this thing, which I don't mind, but we have an actual baseline for it. How about that?
We've got TV numbers that are really, really good for Texas Tech and the Big 12. And basketball. And more.
A form of basketball, yes.
Let's start with the basketball. So when you see the starters last night and who's out.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch, JT Toppin, Lawan Watts, Luke Bamboye all out last night. So you had some interesting starters. You had three probably that are going to start. Christian Anderson, Donovan Atwell, and Tyree Bryan.
Yeah.
But then you had Nolan Groves, who's another guard.
Yep. And
Mario Kuntak, who we kind of thought it might play some, but was the only big man on the roster last night, basically. And he played well. It was Lindenwood.
It was Lindenwood, yeah.
But when the game started, we were like, okay, let's just not worry about covering and just win. Especially in the first 2 or 3 minutes when no shots were being in.
Yeah, nothing was going in.
On either side.
Oh, yeah, it was both ways. Now, number 10 for them, and apologies for not saving that to my memory banks, but number 10, he was scoring for them in the first half. But, yeah, those first 5 minutes, 6 minutes or whatever, that was tough to watch. It was almost like two teams playing their first game of the year. But
100%.
I say Mariel's last name again. I totally butchered it last. Kuntak.
Yeah, it was maybe a UN.
I was about to say. I think there's a little more emphasis on a. Yeah.
Kuntak.
We'll get it.
That's how Level and
I know. I know. The problem is you can phonetically say it, but when you look at it on a teleprompter, your brain freezes.
Yeah, you just gotta say it fast.
Yeah, I totally butchered it last night. But did you have him scoring the first points with a corner three?
No. Yeah, and it was a 3. Yeah. No, that is not what I expected at all.
Not one bit.
Now, you kept making threes.
Yeah.
Last year early, you set the record with 15 or 16 threes. You had 17 last night. This is maybe not the new normal because of the roster makeup last night. But I think Grant McCaslin is trending toward shooting and rebounding.
Well, if you have those 3 bigs and 2 of them are in, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you not?
Now, there's going to be some more putback opportunities with JT Toppin.
Well, and the number,
but
and let's be honest, the number of 3-point attempts will go down a little bit if JT Toppin's out there and they're trying to get him a ball inside. Now, it might lead to a 3 because people crash and double team or whatever, but that's the whole purpose of throwing him the ball in the post anyway if he's not going to be able to score. So, no, it was fun to watch basketball and realize, that it's going to look completely different, at least you hope, a week from now whenever they visit Illinois, and you hope all of those guys are healthy. But what stinks about this, I think we ran a soundbite one time during the past week, but it was pretty evident that some of those guys weren't going to play in the season opener. I think there was more surprise than anything that JT Toppin didn't play because he was available to the media last week.
Yeah.
But just from things that we had seen, I mean, if you were paying attention enough to some of the pictures from the block party, Lawan Watts had a boot on.
Right.
I think I saw another big man wearing a boot at a different time. So I wasn't necessarily surprised with this. Definitely Watts.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is just, me being a media member, we didn't get an opportunity to shoot any preseason practice. That told me a lot.
Right.
And that's not breaking any news, but you knew somebody was going to be out, but you didn't need those guys against Lindenwood.
No, and you covered anyways.
Yeah.
You nearly scored 100 points.
And you know what, though? I mean, to be honest with you, a game like that, I think I wanted to see Nolan Groves and Jalen Petty and people like that play longer minutes anyway. I'll tell you what, Jalen Petty can jump.
The going left to right, and he got called for an offensive foul.
Yes.
But it looked like he bunny hopped and his head nearly hit the rim.
He got a rebound.
He went so high up, the ball hit the rim before he even got it off.
Yeah. In the first half, he got a rebound, and I know his head had to be above the rim.
Yeah.
Like, he was, rebounding, looking down at the goalie.
So Nolan Groves had a career high rebounds.
I joked.
I don't know that he'll ever pass it.
I know. I joked in the office. I was like, will Nolan Groves ever get 16 rebounds again in his career? And my coworker was like, I'm sure he had 16 rebounds in high school. I know. I said, is it in his entire college career?
Yeah.
We hope so, but
yeah.
But I mean,
you kind of hope not because.
Well, I'm just saying.
In the course of a game, maybe in a couple years, yeah.
Certainly not this year. You don't want him to get 16 rebounds unless it's just in garbage time.
Yeah. Maybe so. But I was really impressed with how those guys stepped up, how Kuentak stepped up, and Christian Anderson and his band of newcomers and freshmen looked like a leader and a star.
Yeah. I mean, there were times where it was just like, you know what, I'm going to create a shot. And if I can get my shot off, I'll get it off. If not, I'll find somebody cutting. Or I'll kick it to Donovan Atwell, and I know he'll make at least 50% of his threes.
Assists, points, double-double. And John Harris on the TV broadcast after the game said, we're going to give you a triple-double because you also drew 10 fouls. So he got the triple-double with points, assists, and drawn fouls.
That sounds like he's been listening to Chuck Hines on the morning drive.
Yeah, that's a big
stat.
That's
a Chuck stat.
Yeah, that's a big stat. So he was really the only one for a long time that was even at the free throw line. I think Atwell got, or maybe it was Tyree Bryan, one of the two got some free throw opportunities late. But he scored over 20. Leon Horner had a good first half and then kind of had an injury, didn't play much after that. But I was impressed with the bottom of this roster because I do think it is the bottom of the roster, but you need everybody in these games. And load management's kind of a bad word in the NBA. I wonder how much of last night in Game 1 was load management setting up for Illinois, which is a whole nother conversation.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. I'm going to update this more in the highs and lows segment. But I did want to share. You can read the full story also on doubletsportsnetwork.com. But there was a BYU fan yesterday, and social media this year has been interesting in the Big 12. It feels like, and I don't remember it being like this every year, but it feels like every fan base is picking out the other fan base that they're playing that week and having a full week of Twitter discourse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like been natural most seasons, but I've seen a lot of people saying, all right, it's Houston hate week, or it's Texas Tech hate week. We're playing Texas Tech this week. And it's been fun. I stay away from most of it, specifically in that regard. But I'll, get into it every once in a while. But a BYU fan yesterday was like, oh, let's take a break from talking trash here, which BYU's trash talk is very vanilla.
Yeah.
Milk toast, as you might say.
As Chuck would say.
Let's take a break.
Oh, that makes sense.
From the trash talk.
It makes sense that you would say milk toast.
Yeah. Chuck Jr.
Mm-hmm.
To highlight a story going on, and it's the Texas Tech barber. His wife was hit by a drunk driver, and they had to go fund me up at about $5,000, trying to raise $25,000 because he's the sole breadwinner. She was a stay-at-home mom. She's in the ICU and has been for a couple of weeks. Long road to recovery, multiple surgeries she's needing. So he's having to take off work to take care of their 3-year-old son. Just, hey, let's get some help here. It was at $5,000 yesterday morning. A BYU fan shared it, went viral. Kirk Herbstreit donated. And that thing is up to $65,000 this morning.
That's awesome.
And it's BYU fans. They do this a lot. This is one thing that BYU fans, they're very generous. They see these GoFundMes and they get into it. Obviously, Texas Tech fans have stepped up in a big way as well. But it's just, a lot of times you just have these fan bases acting like they hate each other online about sports, and then you get these genuine moments, and it just reminds you that we're all people, we're all humans, and there's a bond that ties us, and sometimes it is sports, but it's also the humanity. And I don't know, I just thought it was really special yesterday to see that. And we'll talk about it again as a high. But you can read the full story and find the GoFundMe if you want to donate at doubletsportsnetwork.com. Just wanted to mention that quickly. Lucas, let's check the calendar.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
It is National Love Your Red Hair Day. Shout out to Big Hen and any other gingers in the audience. It's National American Football Day. I feel like this should be like Thanksgiving, where it's maybe the first Sunday of November or Saturday of November.
Yeah, it doesn't seem.
It shouldn't fall on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it should be a rotating day.
Yeah, let's just give it one of those. Hey, every first Saturday in November, every first Friday night of November, whatever it is. It's also Gunpowder Day and Guy Fawkes Night. Remember, the 5th of November. National Chinese Takeout Day. What's your go-to Chinese takeout order?
I rotate, but usually, not to give any free ads, I typically go to the place that kind of similar to the halftime entertainment person that returned last night.
Sure.
I rotate it though. I go orange chicken. I'll Mongolian beef. I'm a big rotator. I try all of this stuff. Orange chicken's the second one though. I always put that in there.
I am also a rotator, but I always get some steamed dumplings. Those are my favorite. And then I would say if there was a dish I've had most from a Chinese takeout place in my life, it'd probably be General Tso's.
Yeah.
That's just a good go-to.
Yeah, I'm typically not turning anything away.
Yeah.
I like a Thai place here in town as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of good Asian food around. Lucas?
Rayford Young celebrating a birthday today, turning 48 years old.
I bet he enjoyed the 34-point game last night. He did that a couple times.
We have Johnny Damon turning 52 years old. Todd Collins turning 54. Brian Adams turning 66. Luke Hemsworth turning 45. A gentleman that would have had a birthday pretty famous. Bill Walton was born on this day. And then there's a couple more. Jerry Stackhouse turning 51. Kevin Jonas turning 38. Odell Beckham Jr. 33. And Robert Patrick 67.
Boo. I did that last night on the news, too. It's going to be an epidemic just because anytime you find a kid in the crowd that's clapping or whatever to do a cutaway and they notice a camera, instantaneously they're doing that. Yeah. And I'm like, ugh. So I was like, hey, the 6'11 guy hits the corner three to start the game. He finished with 7. I said 6'11, not 6'7, kid.
We need to... That's funny. We need to get to Rick. When the Lady Raiders do the kid day, we need to have him on the PA whenever they hit 67 points.
Yeah.
Say there's 6-7 points and see what the crowd can do.
Oh, my goodness. That's a good call.
We need to get to Rick.
Well, we can.
Yeah, he's in the building.
We'll remind him every single day until Education Day.
Okay. Let's get that going.
All right. Meanwhile, on this day in 1925, Texas Tech football routed Wayland Baptist by the final score of... You don't know this one?
No.
120-0.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The Red Raiders' 4th straight win in their first season of football. I found this very odd, too, because on Monday we had some BYU history on this day, but we have some more. In 1966, BYU quarterback Virgil Carter, not Reggie Virgil or Terrence Carter, but Virgil Carter, set the NCAA single-game passing record with 513 passing yards and 599 total yards in a 53-33 win over Texas Western. Contractually obligated to mention this on this day in 1996, Derek Jeter is the unanimous choice for American League Rookie of the Year. And on this day in 2005, Torian Henderson rushes for 4 touchdowns. Jared Hicks adds 2 more scores in Texas Tech's 56-17 win over Texas A&M. In history on this day, Ulysses, a lot of S's, S. Grant, reelected for his second term. 1912, Woodrow Wilson becomes the...
1912. 24th.
28th. 1940, FDR becomes the only president with a 3rd term. In 1968, Richard Nixon becomes the... I wouldn't know any of these.
36th.
37th. See, you're so much closer than me. It's not even funny. And in 1996, Bill Clinton reelected for a 2nd term. Entertainment on this day, 1955, Marty McFly returns to this day in Back to the Future. 2004, The Incredibles premieres in movie theaters, and in 2010, Megamind.
Underrated movie.
Yeah.
I like Megamind.
I think I saw it one time.
It's underrated, man. It's good. It's good. I haven't seen it in forever, but I remember really liking that one. What year was that?
2010.
Yeah, that's, not really in my wheelhouse, but I remember watching it and liking it.
Lucas really liked it, apparently. He was excited.
I did, yes.
Incredibles
going
also
into
good.
high school.
Yeah. I was in college.
I was neither.
More after this.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. Did you think that when you saw Freddie Freeman walking up on camera that he was going to do that worm as well as he did?
No. But you know what? It shows me a couple of things. He's done that numerous times, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the wherewithal, or just to think, I got to get the phone out of my front pocket. Right. I don't want to destroy this bad boy. But yeah, he did it all in like
his party trick, yeah.
Yeah. But absolutely not. Even as an old man, apparently. He's like 30-something. He was like almost 40, 36, 38. It hurt me just to hear that he was 38 years old. I thought he was older than that, 36, whatever it is. But, yeah, that was very impressive. And Rob said that he will put that on the tiny wheel, and he will do that if he, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Resident Aggie says, I had to talk my mom out of cloning her pug that passed. Thankfully, the veterinarian that would perform the procedure told her that the chances of it having the same personality were very slim.
I mean, I get it. It's just weird to think that we can. I mean, I know that. Now, I'm not in the world of dog breeding or whatever else. But those, like, purebred dogs, they're basically just cloning those puppies, right? I guess.
I mean, they all look the same.
It's just, it's not something that I've ever thought about doing or.
Did you see the guy from the breeding place that was trying to trade Golden Doodles for BYU Texas Tech tickets?
Really?
Yeah.
Man. Those are a very popular dog.
Yeah. And, I mean, the value of them is pretty close. All right, Lucas, let's do some burning questions.
2 minutes of non-stop in-your-face inquiries with no end in sight. It's time for Burning Questions.
Okay, before I just have one because it's gonna be a long one. So, but before that, Taj Brooks has announced that he will be in town this weekend. So the list keeps getting longer.
Caleb Rogers as well.
Yes, that is correct. Okay.
Exciting.
Very busy weekend.
Very. So, are you ready for the burning question?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, there's this gentleman named Nathaniel Salmon. He was a New Zealand former professional basketball player who came over to the States and did the training camp for the Los Angeles Chargers. He's 6'5", 6'6", around that height, about 250, 260, solid built tight end. He did not make the roster, but now he has announced that he is going to play collegiate football. And a couple of schools have offered him, actually a few, all out of the Big 12 actually. Utah, Arizona, Arizona State, and West Virginia have all offered this gentleman who has already played professional basketball in New Zealand and has come over to the States to try to play the NFL. My obvious question is, what are your opinions, thoughts on this? And is this going to be something that becomes more common with international players, or kind of how is the NCAA going to handle this part, like this straight situation?
First off, is he more than just a punter? That's what I think of.
He's a tight end.
Tight end, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Power forward in the basketball realm.
A few things here. I mean, I have a few questions. He was part of the European, or whatever it is, the international program that the NFL has to bring guys over for tryouts. So it's not like he was an NFL player. He just had an NFL tryout and did not make the team. So this is such an individual situation. Now, how old is he is another question of mine.
21.
And was he playing professional rugby?
I thought he was playing professional basketball.
Was he playing professional basketball?
Professional basketball.
But he has a background in rugby. I was reading into this guy yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. I have no issue with the NFL's international program to bring athletes in from across the world to try out for the NFL teams. And if they're not there for longer than a week and they want to play college football, but should you be able to start your clock at 21 at a D1 school? Now, there's also, right, BYU. You can go to a 2-year mission as a five-star collegiate athlete and come back at 20 and start your 4-year clock for BYU.
But you can do that anywhere.
At any
though.
school.
I was about to say. Because
it's just most common at BYU.
Yeah.
There was the player last year to basketball. It was not a D1. It was a D2, I believe. The guy that was in, like, the Navy. And then he was 32, I think, starting his college basketball clock at some D3 JUCO level kind of thing. I don't know. I saw this blow up a couple of days ago, and people were really mad about it. Like, oh, this is... What are we doing? An NFL player is getting... He wasn't an NFL player.
Yeah.
He was part of the program, and he went and had an NFL tryout.
Okay, well, answer this for me. If he did not have the NFL tryout, was he getting phone calls from all of these Big 12 schools beforehand?
No, which is why I think... I don't know. If you had the NFL in conjunction with the NCAA bringing these guys over for tryouts... Like, if you do your pro day, I don't know, you could do a pro day and not go to the combine or the draft, and scouts have seen you and play college football.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
NFL scouts can scout high school football games, so
well,
they didn't have the opportunity in New Zealand to get in front of NFL scouts, or college recruiters.
And so he took advantage of that program and wasn't good enough to play there, so he's...
Right. Well, he doesn't know the game.
He must know it good enough for a bunch of colleges, so...
I think athletically, you can take a much bigger risk in college for an athlete than you can in the NFL. It's, A, you have more roster spots.
Yeah.
And,
scholarships.
And B... Yeah, I almost said scholarship. Well, I guess
back in the day when I was in college,
it's all scholarships, anyways.
Yes,
but roster spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like 100 compared to 53.
Yeah,
and then you also have, if this guy's you could be a premier college athlete and a very average NFL athlete. So he could be a great college football player for the next couple of years and never be in the NFL. I don't know. I don't think this is like a new thing that's gonna like ruin college football. I'm much more intrigued on this G League Ignite stuff, where you're going to play an Ignite basketball for 2 years and then college basketball for 2 years and then back to the NBA.
That I don't like.
That is worrisome to me.
Yes.
This NFL thing, he's not an NFL player. He had an NFL tryout. And is it perfect? No. Does it really bother me? No, I think there's much bigger fish to fry here in college athletics than this specific thing that might happen once or twice a year.
Yeah, it's a very individual thing. Now, if we're getting like 30 kids coming over, 50, and then like, right. it gets much bigger. And originally I'm like, you know what, I think this is dumb. It shouldn't. But then I'm like, you know what, J.R. Smith played college golf after playing in the NBA, and he's 40 years old now.
Yeah.
I mean,
is this what Jordan Mailata did? Was he part of this?
Yes.
Or the Pittsburgh Steelers tackle?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Has Texas Tech offered him?
I'm eager to see if any more schools offer him.
If Texas Tech offers, I'm fine. More after this, 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. Filling out the rest of these picks for the Pick'em this week. It's just a disgusting week all around. There's some wild games that we could pick collegiately and in the NFL. Of course, the Chiefs, Cowboys, which we always pick on the Pick'em, both in a bye this week. Did you hear the rumors going around that Patrick and friends are coming to the game this weekend?
Yeah, I believe it when I see it.
Okay.
Wait, so you have some inside info?
No, rumors.
That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. And, there was some political thought that maybe a vice president would be here.
Yeah.
But with the government shutdown, it seems like that's less likely. He might be needed there in Washington. But I do think for the first time this year, we will extend the pick'em into Monday. We try to wrap it up before Monday, but I think Eagles-Packers is a big enough game that we stretch it into Monday. So that'll be the 10th game. And then we'll have a regular pick'em with Texas Tech, no score, just against the spread, and a true tiebreaker. Does that all make sense to you, David Collier?
Nope.
So there's one game against the spread, 9 games straight up, and a tiebreaker. We'll start with Texas Tech at BYU. This will just be Collier's picks. We'll make our picks with Craig on Friday, as always, at 10:30.
So I'm in the Craig role today.
You're in the Craig role.
So that means I don't have to be on the wheel. Awesome.
No, you're well,
I'm joking.
we'll see.
I'm joking.
Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we convince Craig, since he's here on Friday, to be on the little wheel.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with A&M at Missouri. A&M at Missouri.
E&M going to Columbia, one of the worst college towns in America. Going to be difficult to get up for that game because it's going to be gloomy and boring and just an awful town in general. Give me the Aggies.
Oregon at Iowa.
Ooh.
These are all within a touchdown.
First real game for Oregon this year, right?
Since Indiana.
Yeah. Well, we know how that went. Man, I'll go with Oregon. I was like 24 in the college football playoff.
Yeah, and I think 20th in the AP.
Yeah.
Wake Forest at Virginia.
Oh my goodness, what are we doing? Why are we doing ACC
Making
games?
me mad.
Yes, this is all a ploy to make Lucas
mad. What's the line in that one?
Just wait till we get to the Liberty game, Lucas.
I guess I'll take Virginia, knowing absolutely nothing other than who the starting quarterback is.
Houston at UCF. Does Houston bounce back? Space game.
I know what you're going to pick on this, so I will pick against you, and I will go with the Cougs.
You don't know what I'm going to pick.
I do.
That's Cougs with 2 O's.
2 O's, no U's. Not like this weekend's Cougs.
Tulane at Memphis.
Ooh. What conference is that?
It's the American Athletic.
Okay.
No, it's just the American.
Just the American, yeah. At Memphis. They have good running backs at Memphis. They typically do.
Yeah.
What the heck? Let's just make it messy. Let's go with Tulane. They're coming off of a loss, right? Didn't they lose last week?
To get bowl eligible. Sonny Cumbie and the La Tech Bulldogs are going up to Delaware.
The Blue Hens.
The Blue Hens.
You almost sounded like you were about to go into your John Gruden impersonation there. Can you do the rest of this in the John Gruden impersonation?
Did you see Caliendo calling Gruden's social media guy?
No.
He called Gruden's social media guy as Gruden and was trying to get him to help him pick Halloween candy.
No, I didn't see that. I saw Caliendo doing Gruden's Unbox. Yeah. I will take Sonny Cumbie and the boys.
All right, another Texas Tech adjacent game, Tulsa versus Florida Atlantic.
Pulling at the old heartstrings here, huh? Yeah, I'll take FAU.
Go Owls.
They better win that one.
Iowa State back in the Big 12. Iowa State at TCU.
I'll take TCU there.
Avoiding a Kansas spot here, which I think is a decent game. But we'll go to the NFL. Jaguars at Texans.
Yuck. My goodness.
We pick the Texans like every week.
We do?
Yes.
I just forget about it every time because it's the Texans.
You guys don't pay. We've had OU like 7 times on here, and you're like, oh, why aren't we picking OU?
I don't think we have. Jeez. What an awful football game.
I told you the week was gross.
You said the college week was gross.
No, I told you all the way through with the Cowboys and Chiefs out. That's why we're going to Monday, because there was disgusting games. Do you want to go Rams?
No, we can do your Texans. You're a big Texans guy.
Rams, 49ers.
I would much rather.
Bills, Dolphins.
No, we can do your Jags. Yuck.
Lions,
what
Commanders.
An awful game. Who
Steelers,
watches the
Chargers?
Texans play football games?
I've watched them nearly every week.
Should have done the Browns against the Jets.
Yeah,
that'd
have been great. You want to go Saints Panthers with Tyler Shuck?
No.
Is he getting another shot?
Falcons Colts.
So many teams. I guess I'll take the Texans.
You believe in Davis Mills?
Oh, that's right, Davis Mills. Never mind. Nope, Jags. Thank you.
I believe in Davis Mills. Eagles at Packers.
Eagles.
Eagles. Eagles. And finally, Texas Tech versus BYU with the spread of 10.5.
They will cover.
Texas Tech will cover?
Yes.
Just make sure.
Do I need a score as well?
No, we'll do some other kind of tiebreaker.
Okay.
Let's do
35-17 is what I'm going to go with my final score.
Okay, I'll add it in there just for you.
I need to do that prediction thing.
TTU, so do I. 35-17. Let's go with
Oklahoma rushing yards. I'll take 0.
No, I wanted to do something with the game. Let's go Bear Bachmeier rushing yards.
Can I look to see what his average is?
Sure.
I think it's going to be way under it.
He has a couple games right at 100. I think one game over 100. He's got a game with like 12 against Stanford. I would say his average, just from looking at it yesterday, is around 50, 60.
Can I share what Underdog has?
Yes, give us the line.
35.5.
Wow, that's a low number.
That is a low number.
It does not have his average, but he has 408
in 8 games.
In 8 games. So do the math for me. 35.5. I will go with 21.
You got to think the sacks.
Yeah, throw some sacks in there.
He doesn't get sacked much.
No, he does not.
But
very little. But
neither did Avery Johnson.
Yeah,
you got him a couple times in the big situations.
I don't feel good about that, boys. I think I probably should have gone with Davis Mills, but here we are. Here we are.
Let's touch God tonight, boys. 147 the score. Ask the Benchwarmers on the other side. Get your questions in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. A few times today we've mentioned the Texas Tech barber Ivan Ortiz, who works out of the barbershop in the Womble football facility. It also has his own studio, but that's it's one of the things he does. His wife was involved in a car accident caused by a drunk driver. She's been in critical condition. He was asking for help, and BYU fans and Texas Tech fans have both found it and donated more than $60,000. Kirk Herbstreit got involved, and it's been a special thing between the two fan bases this week. Maddie is her name, Maddie Ortiz. He has responded on Twitter to the outpouring of love and support and monetary value here. He says, I'm lost for words. God is good. Seeing how far our story has touched others during this difficult time. I appreciate everyone for the continued prayers and helping during this situation. So just wanted to mention that he has responded and is thankful. And what a ride in the last few weeks for that family. This is something you're not prepared for ever, generally. No. And to have the backing of the community always helps. I just thought that was a special story this week between BYU and Texas Tech. Nearly $70,000 raised, 65-ish in the last 24 hours, really, since it got picked up from some BYU fans and Texas Tech fans. So just wanted to give a final update on that for our show. We will flip it over to the bottom line in about 10 minutes, 13 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's get some burning questions from the chat line. This texter says, I'm a Texans fan, and even though it's been hard to watch, I can't abandon them this season. Mr. B. They beat the 49ers. I was on an island there for that one, and I thought I got it again last week with the Broncos, but the Broncos just, after C.J. Stroud got hurt, you didn't really do much offensively after that. And then they walked it down and kicked a field goal with time running out.
Yeah. Well, that's a good team that they lost to, right? I mean,
sure.
I think it's the Davis Mills thing that scares me more than anything. I'm glad Lucas. It's just they're not fun to watch. I mean, I'm all for Mr. B.
The Texans are not a fun team.
Yeah.
No. Even with C.J. Stroud, they weren't.
No. Yeah.
But I've actually watched a lot of Texans football this year. I don't know why. I'm generally not a guy that tunes into them, but I guess they just have been on. I've watched less Cowboys football than I have in my entire life this season. I tuned in for about a quarter of the Monday night game, and I thought, there's other things I could do. Let's go watch the Lady Raiders and some other men's basketball on opening day and not suffer through this tragedy that's about to happen. This texter says he scrolled all the way down to the first donations on that GoFundMe, and Cam Dickey was one of the first people. That's
cool.
That's cool to see.
Yeah.
And just being involved in the football program like that, and to have the community, that's special. And there's a bunch of anonymous donations and whatever else. You don't have to put your name on. That's not why people are doing it, but
no, those guys.
You don't know who's putting in money, so that's fun to look at though. And it is, Kirk Herbstreit has the capacity to make a large donation, and he did. But it's that's something cool to see as well. If he's coming to the city, they're involved, and oftentimes you just look at these guys and say, they're just coming through for an hour and then flying out in a private jet, and he's got his dog with him, and they're just faces, right?
Yeah.
So it's just cool to see a different side of them as well. All right. Who's your favorite team? Lucas, yes. It's the text here from the texter.
Well, it's him putting UVA on the pick'em,
which is an anti-favorite team for us.
Yeah. But I have been asked.
Pick Wake Forest has won some big games this year.
I have been asked which team I hate most out of UVA and Ole Miss, and I would say I would lean towards hating Ole Miss more than UVA.
This texter says, where are they giving tickets away? We can answer the when and the where. The where is right here on Double T Sports Network. The win is Friday. So right now on Double T Sports Network, the website, I'll pin it to the top of the page on desktop. You have to scroll just a bit on mobile. But I'll also tweet it again and put it on Facebook again if you're looking for it, right after the show. So about 12:05, go look at our social medias. You can also see them pinned. There's 2 contests. We're giving away 2 4-packs for BYU Texas Tech. The first one is on X. You'll have to follow the Twitter page, retweet, and tag a couple friends in the comments. You'll be entered to win. Nothing. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to put in your credit card like a free trial or anything else like that. You just got to retweet and follow. On Friday, Choice will go find somewhere, some tweeter. Check your following. And then reach out to you. On Facebook, it's the same thing. Like the page, comment. You don't have social media? Well, you have some opportunities still. Join Clint Scott and Mike Gustafson with Tech Talk on Thursday at Twin Peaks from 3 to 6. Listen to that show. Show up. You'll have an opportunity to win BYU tickets. Go to the Overton on Friday. Listen to the show. Be clued in. They'll give you something to do to earn some tickets. Sometimes it's calling in. Sometimes it's showing up. Sometimes it's just walking over during a break. Sometimes you got to answer a trivia question. Clint does different things, but you'll have the opportunity to win more tickets. So if you need tickets, you don't have social media, you can go to Twin Peaks 3 to 6 on Thursday, the Overton 3 to 6 on Friday. If you do have social media, you can enter both contests. Get a double dose of chances on both the Double T Facebook page, the Double T Twitter page. All of this information is on doubletsportsnetwork.com. There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Pitch. You need tickets, David?
I'll take them. Need a dog? No, I don't need a dog. I've got a dog.
Take him in, trade him for the golden
dog,
doodle?
Yeah. I've got one dog. That's enough.
This says, question. Do you want to get into this? Or
Yeah, you can read it. That's fine.
is it neutral?
Sure.
I don't know what that is. If you're hired to work Texas Tech basketball games, should you know what neutral is, Collier will get it. Is this
It's an adult beverage. It's a seltzer. It's a vodka seltzer.
I've never heard. Is this an older one or?
I'll be honest.
one?
I didn't know what it was, but I mean,
Is this sold at Tech basketball games?
Yeah. But I was getting my
Never heard of this.
media meal at the and clearly this individual was trying to order, and then the person behind the counter had no clue what it was, and like they had to explain to him. I got my hot dog and my Nerds gummy clusters.
They're kind of in the same family. I could be totally wrong.
It's a hard seltzer.
Like High Noon.
Yeah, High Noon is the vodka seltzer.
Yeah.
Well, it's been the All Hands.
But
is it the new All Hands brand?
I guess. I mean, yeah, but it's new there, so they didn't know what it was, and it took a while. I got my stuff, and I was behind him in line. Yeah, so
maybe we'll need to update the concessions workers on the available.
First game of the year for them as well.
Yeah.
First game of the year for them as well.
Well, now I've learned something. So,
yeah.
All right, the bottom line up next. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.